Rejoice in the Lord always. And just in case you didn't hear it the first time, rejoice. I find this one of the most convicting verses in the whole Bible. I think if you just see this as some ditty, you've really misunderstood this. This is a brutal verse. This is a hard verse. Find all of your joy in the Lord all of the time. And I mean it. I'll say it again. Rejoice. That is not something you can smile and say, is it? You make sure as a Christian you are filled with joy. How? In the Lord. And I mean it. Always. All the time. 24/7. And I'll say it again. Rejoice. All of what you look for happiness and joy, you forget where you look for it and get it all in the Lord. And it doesn't matter what happens to you. Remember, these people here are martyred, most of them, if not all of them. They're people like you. There's a slave girl who's been messed about and used by men. There's a Philippian jailer, a hard man, and his wife and his children sitting in the pew. There's a businesswoman in the congregation. There's 2 women that have fallen out. And he commands them that they are to rejoice. No excuses in the Lord. Don't rejoice in stuff that happens to you, or stuff you do, on your success or your failure. Rejoice in the Lord always. Jesus is always on the throne. Jesus has always forgiven your sin. Jesus has always opened the door for you to talk to your Father in heaven. Jesus is always going to come back. Jesus loves you. We do know that because the Bible tells us so. He never stops loving you. He never loves you any less. Now that's where you find all of your joy if you're a Christian. You do that, and that'll be the first step to the peace of God guarding your heart. Where do you think you'll be happy? You can't rejoice in a job promotion always. You can't rejoice in marriage always. But you can rejoice in the Lord always. So he says it again. You will not know peace. And that's your fault. Don't go blaming God. That's your fault if you don't know that. And if you're miserable, you need to think, am I behaving as if God is dead? Well, he's not. Jesus is alive. And he's alive forevermore.